Hello there, this is Jeff Osness, the Principal Evangelist over here at PhoneBurner, and today I want to talk to you about an option or a new feature in the system called a supervisor role. And first and foremost, before we get into this too deep, I do want to let you know that this is not going to be a super polished video. This is the first video that I'm going to be recording in this just to kind of walk you through what the current state of this feature is. So that you can start taking advantage of it, and I will create other videos in the future that'll be a little bit more polished. So please be forgiving of me as I go through this, because I want to keep the editing to a minimum on this specific training. So let's get into this. So many of you who are team leaders, who are admins here at PhoneBurner, have asked for a way to create different supervisors or different roles here at PhoneBurner. And this is our first step towards that. And I want to talk to you about this new supervisor role. So the first thing we need to do to take advantage of this is in your admin account, you'll notice that the My Team page no longer has reports and My Team and Live Dashboard. The My Team page, or the Team tab, is the Live Dashboard. And reports has actually been moved up to a more prominent location in the main header. It's a new tab or its own tab now, so that you can access reports. But of course, that's not necessarily specific to the supervisor role. It's just a minor change there. To adjust or create supervisors and groups for those supervisors to manage or supervise, you're going to click on the gear over on the right hand side when you're on the team tab. That'll take you to the team settings. You can also get there by clicking on your initials and going down to the team option under settings. That will take you here to the users page. This users page used to be in the main team tab within the UI, the main UI, but we moved it in here to the settings section. Because it's really a setting. It's a settings page to help you manage your users and to adjust the permissions related to each of those users. So here you can see I've got all of my users listed here. And then you'll notice a new option on the left-hand side called Groups. If I click on Groups, you'll see I now have the option to create a group. But what is a group? It's a group of users that a supervisor can keep an eye on, that they can supervise. So let's say, for example, I wanted to create two groups. I want to create an opener group and a closer group. So I click on Add Group. And I want to add all of my openers to this group. So here I've got Shine, Sarah, Gary, and Johnny. These are all of my openers. So those users are going to be part of my openers group. And I'll save that. Now let's go ahead and add a new group. I'll call this one Closers. And then I can add my closer. So I choose the agents or reps that are part of the closer group. In this case, I've got Liz and Tina. So I'm going to add those closers. So now I have two groups. Each group has a particular number of team members that are part of it. I can always go back and edit those groups, or I can delete those groups. I can also just click on the group to get back in and edit it. So that's how I can manage the groups. But now that I've created the groups, how do I make a supervisor that looks over each of these? So let's go back to our users. We're going to go back to our user list. Here we can see a list of all of our team members. And let's say Heather is our opener supervisor. So I edit her. When I edit her, I'll see that she is not actually a part of any group. So if she was an opener and I wanted to put her in the openers group, I could do that here if I wanted. Or if she doesn't need to be part of that group herself, then I don't need to add her. Now that might become more and more relevant as you add different supervisors or multiple supervisors to the same group, where they need to be able to keep track of each other. So in this particular case, we're going to keep Heather off of the group. She is only going to be a supervisor. So let's go ahead and turn on the supervisor option. So here I'm going to toggle the manage groups. Once I flip that on, she is now going to be configured as a manager or supervisor. And by default, she's going to be assigned to the all users group, which means every team member except for the super admin, you as the admin, right? But I don't want her to have access to every user. She is the opener supervisor. So we're going to assign her to the openers group. I could also assign her to the closers group if I wanted. So supervisors can supervise multiple groups as needed. But in this particular case, we're just going to add Heather to the openers group, or to manage the openers group. We're not actually adding her to that group itself. And then once I've done that, I need to decide what she can manage. Is she going to have access to the live dashboard? Is she going to be able to log in as users? Is she going to be able to manage reports? Now this one I do want to point out that right now a supervisor cannot actually create, modify, or delete custom reports. By enabling this manage reports option right now, it gives this supervisor access to the standard reports in the report section. We do plan on bringing custom report support to this. I don't have an ETA for that at this point, but if it is something that you absolutely need, please let us know so that we can pass that along to the team. And then the final option here is searching contacts, being able to search across this entire team. Let's go ahead and enable that. And now we're set. And you'll notice it saves as we go along. I don't have to click any save buttons here. So now Heather is a supervisor. Let's go ahead and go back. And you'll see that Heather's listed here as a supervisor. Let's say Cassie is our closer supervisor. So let's edit Cassie. You'll see that Cassie's not on that group because we didn't add her to the group. But if I wanted to, I certainly could. Maybe she is actually a closer and a supervisor of the closers. So let's get her added. And now let's turn on the supervisor permission. So let's go ahead and toggle that. When I toggle that, I need to switch her from all users to the actual closer group. Once I've done that, I need to choose which options I want to give this particular supervisor access to. So I'm going to do live dashboard and login as user. I don't need this one to be able to manage reports or search contacts. And I'm going to do that on purpose because I want to show you the difference between Heather and Cassie when we log in, with them not having access to those particular features. So now that we've got that done, let's go back. And then I've got one other rep, Larry Agent 13. Let's say this is a supervisor over all users. So I'm going to go ahead and edit Larry. And I'm not going to put Larry into any one of these groups, but I'm going to go ahead and toggle this on, leave it set to all users, and we're going to turn on all of these permissions. So Larry is kind of a supervisor over everybody. I want Larry to be able to see all users' activities, to be able to look across the entire team, all but me, right? I'm the admin. Larry doesn't need to be looking at me. He needs to be looking at everybody else. But what if I wanted to create a group that would allow me to have a supervisor that could see my activity? I could do that. So if we go back to groups, and I'm going to create a new group. This might be my super group. And the reason why it's a super group is I'm going to add everybody to this group. And we're going to go ahead and save. And so now I have a super group that I could assign to any individual person. So let's say Larry is actually needing to be a supervisor over everything, and I want Larry to be able to see all of my activity as well. So you'll see that Larry is a part of the super group. I could then go and add Larry as a supervisor over the super group, and now he has access to everybody. Not just all of the team members, but my account as well. So let's make that adjustment. It auto saves. Again, no need to click on any save buttons. If we go back and then come back in, we should see that everything is saved. So let's go ahead and edit Larry again. You'll see that he is added to everybody. So now let's take a look at this. What does this give us access to? So as Larry, if Larry logs in, and I'll log in as Larry, when Larry logs in, Larry is going to see the team tab because he has access to everything. He sees all of the team members, including me, the admin. So he's got access to all users. If he goes to reports, he's able to see all of the standard reports, but remember, we are not supporting custom reports right now. There's a bit more complexity to that, but we do definitely intend on bringing custom report support to the supervisor role. So Larry can view dial session history, so he can come in here, choose a specific date range, and see all of the dial session activity for every team member. Disposition summary for all team members across any date range. Leads by source for all date ranges. And SMS usage if we're doing SMS as a team. He'd be able to have access to that. So those are the standard reports. Additionally, Larry could log in as each team member. So if we go to the team tab, he could log in as everybody except for me as the admin. We don't give Larry or supervisors the ability to log in as the admin. But Larry could log in as Heather. Remember, Heather's one of our other supervisors. So here Larry can log in. He can look up all of the details specific to any of these, anything specific to this user. You can go to the team tab here, and since he's now logged in as Heather, he's going to see just the users that Heather's a supervisor over. So let's go ahead and return. When I return, I'm going to be back as Larry. And since I logged into Larry's as an admin, I could actually return again and get back to the admin account. What else can Larry do, right? Larry has the ability to search across the entire team. So if we go to contacts, from here, he'll see the advanced search now includes a team search option. So Larry can search for contacts across Jeff and Heather. Let's go ahead and choose a few of these. Maybe we want to include Larry as well. And we'll go ahead and hit search. And here, Larry can see all of the contacts across all of the users. You know, giving Larry that ability to find a specific contact no matter where it is, could then transfer that contact to the admin account, transfer that to an individual user, export those contacts. So you're giving that supervisor some administrative capabilities when it comes to contacts, being able to search and transfer those contacts. So let's go ahead and return to the super admin or the admin account. And let's go ahead and edit this. This is Larry again. Remember, Larry had access to all users. We saw the live dashboard. We saw that he could log in as users. We saw what he could do with reporting, and we saw what he could do with searching contacts. But let's go over to Cassie. Remember, Cassie's one that we limited what she could do, right? So Cassie can view the live dashboard and log in as users, but cannot manage reports and cannot search contacts. So let's log in as Cassie. When we log in as Cassie, if we go to the advanced search, you'll see that there is no team option. So Cassie cannot look at look at contacts across the entire team, and so that's excluded. She does have access to the live dashboard because we gave her access to the live dashboard, but what you'll notice is she doesn't see the entire team. She sees just the users that she is a supervisor over. And you'll notice there is no report tab because we did not give her access to reports, but she can log in as the users that she's a supervisor of. So even though she can't search across the entire team, she can log in as the users and find a specific contact within an individual user's account. So anyway, that's a quick little overview of where we are at right now with the supervisor role here at PhoneBurner. Again, this is version 1 of the supervisor role. We do have plans to update a lot of stuff related to this. And so we'd love to get your feedback and how we can help serve you and your organization so that you guys can get more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.